Greetings, brothers and sisters from the four corners of the world. I hope everyone is having a blessed morning, day, evening, afternoon, wherever you may be. All right. So, this is a long, very thought out, well planned lesson here. All right. This lesson is a new heaven and new earth. It's going to be called Led by God's Fire. All right. Now, on your screen, you see to the right the Book of Remembrance of Moses. I want to let everyone know that this book has been, it's available for pre-order, so to speak. I don't think it's going to be much in production. However, um, for those who, fervently build a rapport with me, I've spoken and emailed the publishers of the book, and they said that they will not be making a PDF. So if you are waiting for a PDF for this book, you are more than likely will not get one, at least this year. Um, but think of all the timing. Think of everything that's occurring, right? Um, and and I did send the link to a few people. I've noticed I didn't send it to everyone, but like I said, those who um, really are, building rapport, and, I'm always contacting, or they're always contacting me, because I've noticed um, a lot of people have been changing the books of remembrance to their liking. So, for those of you who do not do that, who email me, well, and I know you well, um, you've got a link. Hopefully you pre-ordered. For those of you who not, or hey, it is available to pre-order, but I don't know how long it's going to be, and neither will PDF be available. Okay. When I spoke to the publishers, they did say that they don't even think that they're going to make a PDF for this book. Now, with that being said, this lesson is called New Heaven and New Earth, led by God's fire. And obviously on the left, this is the burning bush with a animated picture of Moses. Okay, standing in front of the burning bush. Now, everything that we go into in this lesson, I'm more than certain that we will find in this book with a more elaborated, a lot more detailed description, plus even more. Okay. So you may be wondering, what is this lesson going to be about? So in the last lesson, we were talking about the Urim and Thummim, right? So this time, we're going to talk about how the children of Israel, how Moses was, chosen. Obviously, he was chosen from the water, born from water. But we're going to go into the switch of the 10 guidances to the 10 commandments. All right, and why it was. One moment, please. Okay, so I'm really excited to give this. I would like to give a disclaimer because I am going to show you everything with proof of the exact scriptures, okay, that have been changed, the laws that were changed, who changed them, and the gods that the children of Israel served in Israel and, I mean, in Egypt and in the wilderness of sin in that whole area of Saudi. All right. So, with saying that, please, a lot, and you know what? As Paul said, if I tell you the truth, why do I become an enemy? Should I tell you the truth? Because a lot of people, I went into one of the other lessons about the names of the Most High. Now I have exactly what I need, even more to show you. And it's almost as if the Most High is showing people another time to say, hey, this is not my name. You keep calling me by something that I do not identify as. Right? So if your name is John, when someone says, hey, Billy, are you going to answer to Billy? No, but Satan will. Right? So, with that being said, brothers and sisters, let's get right into the times of Moses and the times of the children of Israel. Starting with the book of Aki, chapter 10. This is chapter 10, verse 83 to 84. Remember, I said, I only offer the truth. And it came to pass on that morning of the resurrection, Mary, the mother of the Lord, was at her house, and it was on the bottom of the settlement of Nazareth in Jerusalem, being against the wall by the Essene gate. And it was early morning, and the sun shone in her doorway, and she had shorn all her hair off with a broken piece of stone, and her hair lay strewn about the floor, and her face was dirty as she had been weeping upon the floor of the house, and her white linen dress was covered with the dust of the floor. And Simhaza, who was Simjaza, Satan, Simhaza was hard against her, and he said, your house is a house of dishonor, for you are the mother of a criminal, and the high priest, who is holy, has justly put him to death. And now there is no Messiah in Israel, and death and the law of Aaron will rule the world. Shame, shame on you. You shall be cast off forever. Now, this is almost where we took off from, right? From the Urim and Thummim lesson. So, you have the worst of them all, Simhaza, Satan, Lucifer. He falls. He hates Israel. He hates the Most High. He hates all the people of the earth. And he appears to Mary. All right. And he says all these disgraceful things. But one thing he tells her is the law of Aaron will rule the world. So here we have something that's a key indicator. Satan, I've always said this, Satan gives half truths. He will give a truth and the rest will be lies. Satan said, and now there is no Messiah in Israel. Messiah lives forever. Amen. So he lied. But what he did tell the truth was the law of Aaron will rule the world. Now, you may be asking, what is the law of Aaron? Well, please journey with me as we learn the very structure that crucified and killed every last prophet of the Most High, including the Son of Man, the Son of God, the Most High Son, our Savior and our King, Christ. Journey with me. Exodus chapter 4. Now we're going Exodus chapter 4, 10 through 12. And it reads, and Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue. And the Lord said unto him, who hath made man's mouth? Or who hath made the dumb, or deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have not I, the Lord? Now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth, and teach thee what thou shalt say. Now you may be, like I said, I'm going to teach you from the point. So here, Moses is getting orders from the Most High, and Moses is like, hey, you know, I'm not such a great person here to these people. He said, I am not eloquent. Now we're going to go into these words. Okay. Y'all know we do it all the time. Dabar, a word, a matter as spoken of or thing, a cause, act, advice, affair, answers, business, care, case, cause, certain, commandment, commune, communication. All these things. You notice it even saying disease, duty. Now let's take a look here. Eloquent. Now, what does eloquent mean? It means having the power of expressing strong emotions in vivid and appropriate speech, able to utter moving thoughts or words. Having the faculty of speech, eloquent, to speak out. See, also comes to the adjective rhetorical. Rhetorical, eloquent, according to the principles of rhetoric, oratorical, skilled in speaking, orator. Let's check out eloquence. Eloquence, speaking out, to speak. Now here, this is what they share. Moses says, Most High, Most High, Most High, I'm not an eloquent speaker. don't really know how to put all my words together here. This is what they make you think, yes? Well, let's see the truth. Book of Aki, chapter 4. Excuse me, sorry about that. Chapter 4, and we're going 15 to 20. Now look what is said here. Why was it put in scripture that he was not eloquent? Verse 15 through 20 reads, and in the course of those days Moses was raised in the courts of the house of the king, and when he was a lad, he asked his mother, why is it my name is not like unto all those of the house of the king? And his mother rehearsed unto him all her doings wherein he was named. Thus Moses began to know that he was one of the children of Israel, and he spoke the language of his mother, for he was learned in all her ways, and he could not speak the language of the children of Israel. Now, I have told people this, and they have discredited me so many times. I said, everything that came from the wilderness did not come from Moses. And this proves, therefore, you see those hieroglyphics and those so-called Hebrew writings on rocks that the archaeologists show in many videos, that has nothing to do with Moses. That has all to do with Aaron, Miriam, Korah, and all those alike. Because now, if he couldn't understand the language of the children of Israel, that means he didn't speak Hebrew. You know how many people catch slack for saying, "Oh, you're not us, you're not our people if you don't speak." Well, you keep that prophecy going. Yes, please do. Please do. You know why? Because if you are of the Most High, if you are compared in prophecy in the biblical text to others who have done it before, who have been through it before, you are in good standing. Didn't Christ say that? If they've done it to me, they'll do it to you, right? So here we're seeing that Moses did not speak an ounce of Hebrew. All those people saying, well, we got to speak. What foolish people. But anywho, so he spoke the language of his, so to speak, adopted mother, right? Now it came to pass that when he was a man, he was exceedingly curious about the ways of his people, and he would dress himself after their manner. And thus go among them to discover their ways. And one day, while he was thus among them, he saw an overseer being cruel unto an old man of his people. And he rebuked him severely, and he prevented him from afflicting the man. And the overseer fled for fear. Now the king had commanded that any disputes among the people of the warrior settlement should be made known to him. But the overseer could not tell who he was. So the men of the king began from that day forth to watch. And it came to pass that not many days after this, Moses went out again dressed as his people, and he approached two men of his people engaged in a violent dispute, and he rebuked them and said, "You are brethren, why do you dispute one with another?" And they answered and said, "What does a man of Israel, who is from the house of a king, care of our disputes? Do you seek to rule over us, seeing you are of our own people?" And Moses was afraid. Now, understand, they were in aggression towards him. They weren't, hey, what you talking about? They was in aggression. It says, "For he knew they had found who he was, and they had no love. They had no love. They had no love for him." Can you see that? They had no love for him, but were willing to discover him to the king. And Moses asked his mother what to do, and she said, "My father, the king, has set his hand hard against any in the warrior settlement who are rebellious. So prepare to get yourself out of the land quickly until this matter passes." Now, wait a minute. The children of Israel had no love for Moses. Now, look what this word discover means. Oh, yeah, I'm going into it. Discover means divulge, reveal, expose, lay open to the view, betray. Yeah, they wanted to betray Moses from the very beginning. Words are important, right? Discover also goes to the word discovery, originally meant for informant. So they wanted to act like they liked him just to share secrets. Hmm. So they wanted to discover him. What a people to save, right? What a what a un what a sorry sack of trash. But the Most High loves his people. And yes, I'm Israel. I'm disgusted at the things we read because these things happen amongst Israel all the time. Oh, no, 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 don't talk to me. You're not wearing this, or you're not wearing that. You don't look like this, or you're not a part of this, and you got to be called. I don't want to hear crap. I don't want to hear none of it. I want to hear the truth. If you have truth to offer, praise the Most High. If you don't have nothing, shut up. It's as simple as that. Because if you're gonna end up teaching someone a bunch of crap, you're gonna be leading people to the fire. And that's what I'm not interested in that. Now, the children of Israel, they had no love for him. They were willing to give him up. So the Egyptian mother said, "Hey, I want to get out of here till everything cools down." And it came to pass that Moses fled by night with whatsoever provision he could carry. And his mother wept. And after about 1 year had gone by, she inquired of her servants if they knew who had been his mother among the children of Israel. And they knew. And she went unto their settlement and made all things known unto them, and that his name was Moses. And she asked them to tell her if he should be seen in the land, for she would reward them. Hmm. Wow. So now we're seeing Moses' mother pop up again, huh? Pretty cool, yeah. It's awesome. Now going to verse 29. Yes, and if you want, you can read. I would suggest you read, but you know, for the sake of time and getting everything to in there. Verse 29, okay, to 33 reads, "Now it came to pass that his happy little bird, that is Zipporah, okay, bore unto him two sons. The first he called Gershom, for Moses had been born in the land of a far country, and there he was a stranger in a strange land. But now he was home in the religion of Shabuah, and had come unto a knowledge of his fathers and the doings of righteousness, and he had found his Zephorah, and the Lord kept calling the heart of Moses, and he named his second son Eleazar, for he hoped that perhaps this could be a help to God in accomplishing the vision of Israel. And on the day Eleazar was weaned, Samhaza came against them all, and they had to seek the Lord for comfort. And in this way, Moses became aware of the great war. It's like the second child, you know. It was like, can't have can't have one, can't have too many righteous children. And against the vision of his father Israel, who is Jacob. But Moses was content to live out his days in righteousness with his little bird among the Erkadeshi. Erkadeshi are the holy angels. And it came to pass in the land of the far country that the contentions among the children of Israel against their overseers grew. Now, maybe I should just do this. I'll just do it for the sake of it. Let's look at overseer. Let's see who are overseers in this world. Overseers are supervisors. Wow. Supervisors, superintendents, one who looks over, one who superintends workmen, especially with reference to slavery, one who has charge under the owner or manager of the work done on a plantation. That's an overseer. Yeah. Don't argue. Don't argue. That's just what it is. And there was the term taskmaster, overseer, one who imposes a task. Now, some people are like this, but you look up like terms like police and stuff. Police are taskmasters, by the way. I told you the government, the militaries and the government, they are nothing more than a Roman army. That's all they are. The taskmasters imposing whatever their Caesar makes law, right? Moving forward, it says the contentions among the children of Israel against their overseers grew until the king felt obliged to change them from hirelings to slaves, and put them into servitude before him. And it was the makers of bricks and the warrior settlement only that were made slaves at this time. And the king had undertaken to build much to affirm his lying vision of the glory of the world, and these contentions delayed the building. Thus were the children of Israel brought into bondage about 400 years after they entered the land, and their cries went unto the ears of the Lord. And God remembered their fathers and their works of righteousness in the vision of Jeshurun. Now Moses prayed to God in the language of the king, and he also could write it. And it was his first language, and it encompassed the feelings of his heart, and he dreamed in that language. So don't sit there and be bashing people because they don't know a language. All right, especially Hebrew, which I'm going to get to that. Okay. But while the language of Abraham had changed with the generations of Jethro, it had not been corrupted. Howbeit, the language of the house of Israel, the language of the house of Israel, the language of the house of Israel had become corrupted. Yeah, that's Hebrew. I told you it's a waste of learning. Yeah, because now it's Hebrew, it's Phoenician, it's Aramaic. They got, and then the people trying to Revelation 2 and 9 and 3 and 9 trying to twist in Yiddish. Come on. What do you expect to learn? Really? Some things can be applied, but no. It says, howbeit the language of the house of Israel had become corrupt with the passing generations, for they were surrounded with strange tongues and had not the heavenly tablets nor the means by which to retain the purity of their language. So they didn't really care. And the Lord spoke to Moses in the language of the feelings of his heart, even as he would with anyone. So here we got Moses. Now you see in Exodus 4, Moses is afraid because what? Moses is afraid because he doesn't speak the language of the children of Israel. Makes sense now, doesn't it? Oh, Most High, they don't love me, they hate me. And Most High was like, get to it, Moses. Let's see what were the things that were said. Let's go to Exodus chapter 3. Exodus chapter 3, verse 1. This is Moses at the burning bush. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father in law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. The angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire. The angel of the Lord, remember this, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses, let's do this. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. When the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here I am. And he said, Draw not nigh hither, put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place where thou standest is holy ground. Moreover, he said, I am the God of thy fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God. And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters. Wow, we actually just read that. Taskmasters, to drive an animal, workman, a debtor, an army, to tax, harass, tyrannize, raise of taxers, oppressor. Yeah. For I know their sorrows, and I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, to bring them up out of the land unto a good land, and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me, and I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppress them. Mm, Now, what is oppression? To distress, to bring distress. Now, it's very important because there's a lot of people out there who don't think that oppression exists. Oppression exists everywhere. Okay. Now, look at these terms. Okay. Extreme, give an example. Extreme pain, anguish of body or mind. So you may not understand why someone else feels oppressed, but that doesn't mean oppression doesn't exist. Right? Oppression exists everywhere because you may have a nice home, you may have your life settled. Maybe you live in Babylon. Maybe you live in Europe. Maybe you live in China. Maybe you live in Dubai. doesn't mean oppression doesn't exist. Oppression exists everywhere. As long as there's a missing child, oppression exists. As long as someone's being raped or murdered, mugged, oppression exists. You understand? As long as someone is being held in prison or jail unfairly, oppression exists. As long as there's two rules for two types of people, a caste system, if you will, that's oppression, right? Think about this, right? To suffer great distress, affliction, calamity, misery. Do you, are you miserable with how you live? If you answered no, then why are you even waiting for Christ? Because everyone who's waiting for Christ is miserable. They hate this world. We want something better. We want the kingdom, you see, right? Because if you're satisfied with what you see, then why are you working for something better, right? That means everyone doesn't like what's here. I don't care if you get a job. I don't care if you have food. We praise the Most High for what's given. But do we want to live in a world where you don't have to lock a door? Do you want to live in a world where there's no such thing as a bank account and everyone has the means? You don't have to see trash anywhere. You don't have to see poor people on the streets. You don't have to know that there's a shelter. You don't have to know that there's a group home because no one wants their kids. Come on. So if you this is oppression. This is what the Most High is talking about. The ways oppress people. They oppress people through the air, through chemicals. They put astrazine, which is the sodomite, the gay chemical to turn males into women in the waters. They tell children that they can be different from what the Most High made them. That's oppression, where it's forced that you have to see it. That's oppression. We're forced where every store has to have equal opportunities, and you don't want that. That's oppression. Okay? The world is oppressed. Now, moving forward, Most High said, Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. And Moses said unto God, Who am I that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? So who am I? And he says, Certainly I will be with thee, and this shall be a token unto thee that I have sent thee. When thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, ye shall serve God upon this mountain. And Moses said unto God, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers has sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. Now, here we go. For someone who, oh my, oh my. Okay. Now, when you see this in the concordance, it says higher. Okay. I want you to understand when you look into this term in the Strong's Concordance, It goes to a root word of destruction. Okay. You go and do it yourself. It's also part of the four-letter tetragrammaton. But I want you to pay attention. There is nothing in here that identifies the Most High. You may say, to exist. Well, duh, everyone exists by the grace of the Most High. But his name doesn't mean to exist. He says, I am. Okay. Now, hmm, you may say, well, there's, and a lot of people get, you know, a little hurt on this, right? I'm gonna keep my voice. I'm gonna show y'all something, right? A lot of people get hurt on this, but like I said, I'm offering the truth because nowhere there did you see it said I or I am as a name or a title. All right. So let's go. Here, he said, I am has sent you. Here they give H1961. I have H595. Well, let's see who's correct. Is it me or is it them? Hmm. Haya, to exist, that is be, become, come to pass, altogether. There's nothing about, it says one, oneself. There's nothing about I, right? There's nothing identifying a person here, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, let's see what I shared with you all. 595. It says I and me. All right. What would that go to? I am, right? So it's not a Hio or all these Yahuwah names. I'm going to prove that as well. But it is a no key. And then an oxed means I am loving kindness, right? That is I am. It's very important because it even talks about it, you know, in the New Testament. It said before Abraham was I am, right? All right, moving forward. And God said, moreover, unto Moses, thou shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me unto you, and this is my name, this is my name, this is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together, and say unto them, the Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you, and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. And I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt unto the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. And they shall hearken to thy voice, and thou shalt come, and thou and the elders of Israel, unto the king of Egypt, and ye shall say unto him, the Lord God of the Hebrews hath met with us. And now let us go, we beseech thee, 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God. And this may also be a inscription, which I do believe it is. And I'll show you why later. And I am sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go, no, not by a mighty hand. And I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders. So if you understand wonders, the word wonders is judgment. Okay. The word now here it says miracles. Okay. But pay attention. It says judgment, to plead intercession or for an outcome. Okay. So those wonders were judgment for others and miracles for others. That's why it says to separate. So for some people, things will be a blessing. For others, things will be a regret. And I, verse 21, and I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it shall come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty. Now, watch this. But every woman shall borrow of her neighbor and of her that sojourneth in her house jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and ye shall put them upon your sons and upon your daughters, and ye shall spoil the Egyptians. Now wait a minute. Ye shall do what? Wait a minute. Spoil in this case means to snatch. Doesn't that sound like stealing? I thought we were running. You gotta make sure that you fully that you fully read these scriptures, because it says what? Spoil the Egyptians. Now, one minute it says borrow from your neighbor, and the next minute it says snatch from them. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I can tell as a minister what scriptures were added, because this was the end where he says, I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it will come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty. Hey, listen, listen, listen. This was the end. Verse 20. I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof, and after that he will let you go. Because what came after this? What came? Y'all don't get it? But you know I'm going to show you. You know I'm going to show you. So here's a typo right here. I apologize. We're going to the book of the Key, chapter 4. All right. Book of the Key, chapter 4. Y'all gonna be like, what is this? This is crazy stuff. This is great. Isn't that crazy though? I'm gonna show you how it all makes sense. Praise the Most High for the spiritual gifts of wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Right? Praise the Most High. Now, this is chapter 4, verse 35 through 37. It reads, let me just verify. Bear with me. Just one quick second. Make sure. Yep. 34, so 35 to 37. All right, here we go, brothers and sisters. 35 through 37. And it reads, and it came to pass that in the morning Moses beheld the burning bush, but not consumed. And he knew that no one passing by could do such a thing. So Moses set out to see what it may mean. And Zipporah prayed unto the Lord for him, and in her heart she had a foreboding. And Moses drew near, and he called out, Debriel, here I am. And the angel of the Lord spoke to him out of the midst of the flames and said, Moses, Moses. Oh, you see, it's picking up now, right? From Exodus 3. Moses, Moses. And Moses was astonished to hear his name. And he wondered if there was someone behind the bush. And he drew near, and the angel said again, Moses, Moses, I am the God of your fathers. Remove your shoes from off your feet, for you walk on holy ground. And Moses fell to the earth and covered his face with his hands. And the Lord said, I have a task for you, my son, for I would send you on a journey. I have great need of you. The vision of your fathers languish, and the children cry out to me. And Moses said, Here I am, O Lord. What is a journey that I should perform for you? And the Lord said, The children of Israel are put to hard bondage, and their cries come up to me, and I yearn over them, for they are to be to me a holy nation, and my desire is to establish them in the land of their fathers. And Moses said, What is it that I can do, O Lord? And the Lord said, Go to and speak with the children of Israel and stand before the king and see if he will let the people go. And Moses said, O Lord, I cannot speak. O Lord, I cannot speak. O Lord, I cannot speak the language of the children of Israel. Once again. And they think of me as one who will, as one they will not heed. Wait a minute now. Wait, what does this word heed mean? Y'all better pay attention. Heed means observe, take care, attend, care for, protect, take charge of. Careful attention, notice, regard. So Moses said, You want me to go to a people who won't listen to me? They don't give a crap about a word I say. Man, I tell you, in my years of being in the truth, I have felt like Moses and many times. Almost like, Most High, you want me to do what? Okay, I'll do it, but barely anyone listen. I'm saying Maranatha, like Christ come back. But not many people listening in this world. And so this is what Moses said, Oh Lord, I cannot speak the language of the children of Israel. And they think of me as one they will not heed. Who will speak for me unto the children of Israel? And the Lord said, Go and search, perhaps you will find one who will stand as a spokesman before you unto them. And Moses said, I do not even know what they call your name. Who should I tell the spokesman it was that sent me? And the Lord said, Tell him that the great I am, loving kindness, you see that? Uh-oh, they took that part out, right? The great I am, loving kindness, has sent you, for they know me by that name. And Moses wept, and he said, The children of Israel will not hearken unto my words, for I am nothing, for I am nothing. This is what they said now. This is what Moses said. The people felt about him. He said, The people said, For I am nothing before all men. So they didn't give a crap about Moses. And it's so crazy because people try and uphold Moses so much, but don't follow a thing he said. Right? And the Lord drew near, and he said, Arise, my son, and pray whatsoever you will, and it shall be done according to your word. And all the Air Kadeshi will obey you. Rivers will obey you. The clouds and the wind will obey you. The mountains will heed your words. And when the house of Israel shall behold all these things, surely they will give heed unto your words, for you are called and have been ordained after the order of what? After the order of Melchizedek. So, what's the point of the Levitical order? It never mind, right? Because if Moses was a part of the order of Melchizedek, what's the point of the Levitical priests? Never. And I am your God, and this day know that I will go before you. This is this day is the beginning of the time of decision for the house of Israel. And Moses gained courage, and he said, "This staff in my hand, it is of the Ir Kadeshi. Will it obey me?" And the Lord said, "Say on." And Moses said, "I desire that this staff become as if it were as a harmless water serpent." And it and he cast it upon the ground, and it was according to his word. And the Lord said, "Take it up again." And Moses did so, and it was his staff again in his hand. And I saw and understood that Moses knew it not, but it was as though the arm of the Lord was revealed in his staff of wood before his eyes. And Moses said, "Will the children of Israel hearken unto the doings of the Ir Kadeshi?" And the Lord said, "We will see." And Moses fell down at the feet of the Lord and worshiped, and he said, "I will go for you, O Lord. I will offer all my doings according to the desires of your, not his, but the desires of your, the Most High, Anoxid's heart. Now, what was before my eyes with the Urim was the staff of Moses, and it was of a tree. By that definition, is given life with the feelings of Messiah that the feel the spiritual heritage of his people. And the tree is numbered among the Ir Kadeshi, and also is the harmless serpent numbered among them, and such serpents are given life by the feelings of Messiah, that that feel a matter will happen according to the desires of God. And the staff was not magic. The staff was not magic, but for an instant before the eyes of Moses, the staff obeyed him and took on all the feelings of the serpent, insomuch that Moses had to exclaim that it even appeared unto him as such, for strong in the spirit of life, that is put into all things by the creating hand of Messiah, and it is like unto the arm of the Lord. For when the Lord makes his arm bare before the eyes of all people, and the mighty one arises from his habitation to present himself unto the wicked, and the spirit of life that is in all things shall be seen and known in each and every individual element according to the vision of created purpose. Yea, verily, it will appear there before your eyes, and when the arm of the Lord is revealed, it will not be for an instant, but it will be before your face forevermore, and it will even appear and remain before the eyes of all men, even the wicked. Hmm. All right now. Now Moses is being told, go on now. You're at the burning bush. Let's get ready, Moses. Let's get ready. Right? It's getting exciting, huh? Let's go to verse 42. We go on to verse 42 to 51. Chapter 4, that is. Books of the Key. And it reads, "And it came to pass that when they arrived in the land of a far country, that the people of the land supposed them to be merchants passing through the land. And Moses went straightway unto the settlement near unto the place where his mother had rehearsed unto him, where he was found. And he told them that his name was Moses, and that he was raised in the courts of the king. And he inquired if anyone should know of the house of his father. And after a time, an old man drew near, who remembered and did direct him unto the house of the people of his father. And there Moses discovered that he had a brother named Aaron, who had taken Elsheba to wife, who was the daughter of one called Aminadab. Aminadab, excuse me. And that he had a sister named Miriam. Miriam is Hebrew, also Arabic for Mary. Okay. And Moses found his father had perished with the warriors of the king, and his wife had died also. And it came to pass that Aaron greeted Moses as a brother, and he rehearsed unto Moses all the doings that had transpired among his family. For Aaron spoke in the language of the king and his overseers. And he told him that he was born in the name of Nahabin, which means son of the river. Now, wait. So, wait a second. You have Aaron saying, my original name is Nahabin, and I am the son of the river. Now, we have a conflict here because Aaron is the son of the river, but Moses was drawn out of water, right? So, what's the conflict? Both are coming from water, but only one can be chosen, right? So, who's chosen? Who's chosen? It's the one who was given the name of the Most High at the burning bush. That's Moses, all right? And Moses rehearsed unto them all that he had learned and of the vision of their fathers, and he told them of the religion of Shabuah and of the Ir Kadeshi. And Miriam said that the people had somewhat a memory of these things, yet no one did practice them. All right, so you see Aaron and Miriam in the game now. Okay. They going back and forth with Moses, talking about things. They in the game. So they said they even knew about Shabuah, but didn't even care to follow. Showed you how much respect they have. And people began to gather into the house of Aaron to hear the words of Moses. For one who could speak the language of the king would interpret his words to them. So wait. Moses needed an interpreter. That why one of the gifts is the interpretation of tongues? That he wasn't going to give you all the languages, right? Who knows, right? I think so. And Moses rehearsed unto them in that house all the words of the Lord before the bush and the altar. And Miriam was rude to Sephora and considered that she was not one of the family, even though she had a name from the language of Abraham. For she was righteous and was clothed after the manner of righteous women. And Miriam spoke in a language she could not understand before her. So it was a hardship upon Sephora, for Moses only could she speak to. Now, I've always told people this. If someone speaks to you in an if someone speaks around you in another language and you can't understand it, but they can, that's a form of disrespect. I don't care what no one says. I don't. It's a form of the most disgusting, one of the most disgusting disrespects to a person. Okay. And then look at this, right? These are common things that happen, right? When someone is married, someone says, "Oh, they're not of our people," or "Oh, I don't like you and you're not family," right? These things happen all over the world, right? When you see that happen, you just say, "Yes, Miriam. Yes, Miriam. You got it, Miriam. Look, there go Miriam right there, hating someone because someone's culture." I mean, all that mattered should have been that she was righteous. That's all that should have mattered. But hey, whatever. And it came to pass that Zipporah made a lair near unto the house of Aaron, and she was content to be with her children. And she would make things for the little children round about, and she would sing to them, and many of them came to love her. Now, after they had become acquainted, and Moses had established his family whereby they could dwell for a while, Aaron called all the elders of the place together, and he asked them who they would who they would that should be a spokesman for him unto them. And they all said that Aaron should. So he already was putting people against Moses. And Aaron rehearsed unto them in the language Moses could not understand. I told you, talking to people in languages other people don't understand. I don't like being around people like that's disgusting. It says, Aaron rehearsed unto them in a language Moses could not understand all that Moses had said unto him concerning the vision of their fathers and the words of the Lord upon the mountain of the bush. And the elders spoke among themselves and rejoiced at the news, for some of them could remember the great I am loving kindness. And they believed Moses that God had sent him to deliver them and to be a holy nation unto the Lord. They were glad that one familiar with the courts of the king would speak to him for them. And all the rest of that year the news spread concerning the doings of Moses by the mouth of Aaron. For the news of the vision of Israel was a comfort to many of them, and they carefully sought out to question Moses. Now, some people understood what Aaron was trying to do. Some people didn't. Some people accepted it. Some people didn't. But there were a good portion of people who did accept, right? Moving forward. And it came to pass that all that they all consented together that Moses should go before the king to request that they should go out unto the Lord to offer up to him their prayers and mark Shabuah. And according to their request, Moses went in unto the king, and he told him boldly that he had been raised up in the house of his fathers, and that he had brought his brother Aaron with him. And that the king might be assured that he truly did stand in behalf of the children of Israel, for they desired to go out unto the Lord and worship before him. And the king said, I am not of the religion of slaves. What is their God to me? This is what Pharaoh is saying. And Moses was bold, and he challenged the king after the manner of the diplomacy of the court, excuse me. And the king was obliged to accept according to their customs for kings. And Moses declared, the God of these hirelings and your slaves is powerful, even unto the overcoming of the gods of your kingdom. The king clapped his hands and said, we shall see. And the men skilled in the religion of the king appeared before him. And the king supposed that the challenge would be met in a moment, because Moses offered the challenge according to the custom. He would show forth his doings first, and Moses, as a priest of the Most High God, declared that all the Ir Kadeshi would obey him in behalf of the God of Israel. Wow. And it became, and he cast his staff down and asked that it become a harmless water serpent. And it appeared unto them all as one before their eyes. And the men of the king were astonished. And afterwards they spoke with one another for the space of 1 hour, and they declared that they also could do such things. And Moses knew of the illusions these men could cause to appear with their magic. And he stood boldly waiting for their reply. And they cast down their staffs also, and it became a poisonous serpent, and it heaved itself at Moses. Wow, right? Y'all tracking that, right? It heaved itself, it came at Moses, right? Tried to get Moses. Moses was just like, whatever. Now Moses had taken his staff up a while. They conversed with one another. But now he had cast it down again, and the feelings of the harmless serpent with the staff of Moses were so strong that it overshadowed the illusions of the poisonous serpent, and so much that none could behold it but the staff of Moses. But the staff of Moses continued to appear before them all as a harmless serpent, and Moses declared that the serpent of the Ur Kadeshi had swallowed up the vision of their illusions as a poisonous serpent, and a matter of a grave concern before the eyes of the king. For he carried the image of a poisonous serpent, for he carried the image of a poisonous serpent, for he carried the image of a poisonous serpent upon his forehead, even as a high priest of evil would carry a phylactery upon his forehead. Say what? And it was the element of wickedness, for a poisonous serpent is defined by the hand of Messiah in itself, in its life, with feelings that man will have his way. Now, didn't Christ say they wear these things, right? The little philosophies. Now, look, it says the Hebrew, the Jewish box that they wear on their head, it came from the high priest of evil. Revelation 2 and 9, Revelation 3 and 9, anybody? Huh? Okay, never mind. And in this manner, the king carried on this person, on his person, upon his forehead, which fills his identity, the element of evil that was used to see that all his desires were obeyed. And by the workings of the righteousness of Moses, the Lord had declared unto all the court of the king that the ability of the king to have his desires met were as nothing before the God of Israel. And it was in this way that the power of the God of the king, which he calls the serpent goddess, the serpent goddess, the serpent, better write this down, write it down. The serpent goddess, Wajet, was declared to be of no effect before the face of all his court. And the God of the slaves, with the harmless serpent, conquered the fierce poisonous serpent of the king. And the king leaped up from his throne and took the image from off his forehead and cast it at the feet of Moses and went out from before the face of Moses. And he did not acknowledge submission to the challenge according to the custom of the diplomacy of his court. Now, Wajet. Don't worry. Look at that ancient Egyptian snake. Huh? You see it. You see it. Parents raw. Yeah. Come on now. Stop playing. Moving forward. All right. Verse 49. It reads, and it came to pass that this challenge of Moses that he put forth against his gods became a sober thing to the king, for he was in the midst of building great buildings to show himself as a god unto his people in the world. And the king commanded those of his court to tell no man concerning the staff of Moses. But the news was sent abroad, and the king rose up in his anger, and he called his sorcerers together to inquire of them as to the means that Moses used to accomplish the Ur Kadeshi obeying him. And they said it was because the children of Israel were praying for Moses, and they feared the strength of their numbers in prayer, and they did not believe that the Erkadeshi could obey him, should he stand by himself. So the king ordered that the people should increase their labors, increase their labors, increase their labors, to prevent what he supposed was their support and their prayers for the doings of Moses. So, yes, when you increase someone's labors, you're oppressing them. Now, it had come about over the course of many generations that the children of Israel had lost the knowledge and practice of their religion, and Moses not only had the task of delivering them from before the face of the king, he had to reestablish the religion of Shabuah among them. Wow, what a tough ordeal! I'm telling you. And it was for this reason that he declared to the people who would speak the language of the king all the things that concerning the Erkadeshi and the works of the righteousness of the fathers. And there were many of the elders of the children of Israel who questioned him in these matters. But also there were many of them who cared nothing to hear of the God of their fathers. Wow. But they were intent upon their sorrows for the increase of their labor. See, they were Samaritans. They were, benefiting. They were just like, oh, we'll follow you, because we tired of working more. And they chided against Moses for the hardship of their labors and began to fear for his timid Zipporah. Now, check it out now. They complained, they bickered, they did everything in the book against Moses. Let's get that old term. Let's just go back and put chide up in there. They began to scold Moses, nag, rail, to contend, to complain against him, to try and reprove him. Objurgate, you see that? To chide, to rebuke. Wow. See that? Verse 51 reads, and it came to pass that Moses went before the Lord and he cried, Lord, I have done these things according to your word, but the people do not love your religion, Shabuah. This is what Moses said. They don't love your religion, Shabuah. And they complain against me, and the king did not yield before your face, but he is even as one called Melchizedek, which is my king is wickedness. That's what that means. Another name for Satan. And the Lord said unto Moses, are you not also a son of the river? Will not the waters and all the things thereof among the Kadeshi obey you before the face of all men? So, mind you, he was easily, Moses, if you didn't know, Moses was easily discouraged by Aaron and the people. And, and so that's why the Most High said, oh, are you not a son of the river? Were you not drawn out of water? Did I not draw you out of water? Which means I'm giving you power of which you were drawn out. Had Aaron been drawn out of the river by me, then I would use him and not you, right? So the Most High is reassuring Moses, I picked you. And we'll listen to the people, listen to me. And Moses said, you have said, Lord. And Moses went and taught again among the children of Israel as before. He told them to watch and see if it would be the God of Israel or the gods of the kings who would prevail. Now, you see, me, I'm not a person who likes to play games and persuade people. Most High is so merciful because you know what? I'm not gonna play with people. I'm not gonna do the games of trying to prove to you. If you don't believe the Most High, the great I am, loving kindness, I'm not gonna sit there and try and persuade people because now if it's for His glory, obviously. But in these times, brothers and sisters, is it for His glory? It's not really, right? There's no Elijahs right now. There's no Moseses right now. Yes, we may be in the office of them, but no one has been given that ability just yet, right? That full extent of ability. Now, let's go and make it make sense. Isn't that what they say? Let's make it make sense. Exodus 32. Oh, yeah. It's gonna get you. I've been waiting for this part. I've been waiting, Most High. I've been waiting. Here we go. Exodus 32. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, so they're coming out of Egypt, right? They're already out of the Red Sea. He's on top of the mountain. Okay? Follow me. They saw that he delayed his coming to come down out of the mount. The people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. So now you have Aaron saying, What? Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives and of your sons and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. Now, remember in Exodus 3, they done stole the things from the Egyptians. Now, how could they steal? Oh, wait, you remember the Most High created darkness, right? So they stole during the darkness. Boy, boy, oh boy. But they fled Egypt with all this jewelry, right? All these things. Because, I mean, how would slaves have jewelry, right? Come on, let's be real, right? They stole it on their way out. They broke off the golden earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me, Aaron said. And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool. He fashioned it with a graving tool. He fashioned it with a graving tool, a chisel, right? All right, hope y'all tracking so far. After he made it a molten calf. Yeah, fusion, hot metal, all right? Fusion, hot metal calf. Now, my oh my. I'm going to get back to that calf portion. They said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Now, someone tell me this, right? So Aaron, the people are like, oh, Moses up in there. He up there doing whatever. We don't really give a crap about him. We didn't before. We're not now. He talking about the gibberish to us. We want to serve some gods. They gather all their stolen jewelry. Okay. They gather all their stolen jewelry. They put them together. They create heat. And then they do what? Aaron says, These be thy gods. Now, I'm sharing with y'all the truth. The gods that they called on, they were called, watch this, get ready. Dun, 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 dun. Drum roll. Elohim. Gotcha. That's why you never hear me say Elohim, Elohim, You know, so when people saying, "Oh, praises to Elohim," they're talking about the gods of Egypt. Okay, this is not the Most High. Let's make that clear. Elohim is not the Most High. Just want you to know this. I'm sharing because Elohim means more than one. More than one. And so many people will fight. And, Now, obviously, there were so the children of Israel served. How many people caught this? Right? They made a molten calf, but it says, "These be thy gods," plural. So the molten calf wasn't the only thing they made. These, more than one, gods, more than one. So they only shared with you a portion of the story. I will prove it. It says, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And Aaron, and when Aaron saw it, he built an altar. He built a what? He built an altar. He built a what? He built a he built a sacrificing altar before it, and Aaron made a proclamation. Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. Wait. You not talking about our God. You're not talking about the great I am. You're talking about your gods. So now we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Because after he made a proclamation, which I hate talking to people who don't read. You know why? Because then they want to defend their ignorance. I'm not fighting over this. It's there in the Bible. It's in your Bible. It's my Bible. It's every Bible. He made a proclamation. Now, look at this. Proclamation, pronounce. He gave an idea. He called out. He addressed. He called forth, called for. And then, yes, Aaron was preaching against Moses. That's what proclamation also goes to. I ain't arguing. It's the fourth quarter. People want to sit there and argue. You read it then. They rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt. Wait. What? So Moses is on the mountain and you offering burnt offerings. So watch this. Are we supposed to be? We never were supposed to be. The burnt offerings and the peace offerings are part of Aaron's declarations to their several molten gods. And brought peace offerings, and the people sat down to eat and drink, and they rose up to play. Say, what? They rose up to play? Look at that. Laughing, playing, mockery, right? Just having a good old time. Now, hold on now. Verse 7 says, and the Lord said unto Moses, go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt, they have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf and have worshipped it and sacrificed unto it and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which I have brought thee up out of the land of Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people. Behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now, what was they doing? The Most High said they was worshiping. And do you even know what worshiping and sacrifice mean? I'm gonna show. I'm gonna show you. They was prostrating. They was bowing to it. Okay, that's one. Then they sacrificed to it. They slaughtered, they killed things. Yes, Moloch was a part of it. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show you. Don't worry. Now, they're molten, right? Calf. Watch this. It says that calf says a male calf as frisking around. Now, wait a minute. Frisking. Frisking. And they was doing it in circular motions around their gods. Frisking means leaping, skipping, dancing about, moving with life, and gaiety. Now, what is that word gaiety means? Watch this. Watch what the children of Israel were doing. Cheerfulness, mirth. Look at this. Gay. That's right. Kind of musical shows and dancing girls. What? That's right. That's right. That's what they were doing. They had sodomite parties. They were sad to say, they were they could have been the first or one of the first people who had pride parades. I mean, where do you think the Leviticus law came from? It says don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Well, you're just coming out of Egypt. Why a lot of don'ts if we were in slavery? Oh, that's right, because we was filthy. We were filthy. Yeah. Look, let's give another time. Let's see. Here we go. Gaiety. It says gaiety means the state or quality of being lighthearted or cheerful. Okay, follow me, follow me. Merry making or festivity. And then it says entertainments and amusements. Entertainment. So you had, let's see here. Let's see this frisking, right? 'Cause, you wouldn't believe me unless I showed you. So frisking. Frisking means to dance, frolic, lively, lively, brisk. Okay, right? Everybody just frisking around, right? Here, I'll go to frolic for you. Frolic, make merry, have fun, romp playfully, happy, right? Just dancing, jumping for joy. I mean, that's what the world does today, right? Having a good old time, they frisking, they frolic. Good job, Aaron. You ruined everything. Good job. And people love Aaron so much. So watch this. If you keep all these things in mind, Moses is still on the top of the mountain. They didn't created their own gods. They didn't created their own feast days, their own holy days. What's happening here? Verse 10. Now therefore let me alone that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation. And Moses besought the Lord his God and said, Lord, why doeth thy wrath wax hot? against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand. Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out to slay them in the mountains and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from thy fierce wrath and repent of this evil against thy people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, who is Jacob, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and saidst unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto this his people. And Moses turned and went down from the mount, and the two tables of the testimony were in his hand, and the tables were written on both their sides, on the one side and on the other. They were written. Were they written? And the tables were the work of God, and the writing was the writing of God graven upon the tables. Now, what are those tables? What does it say? A tablet, a plate of metal, polished. Okay, there you go. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there is a noise of war. Wait, what? There is a noise of war. Say it again. There's a noise of war in the camp. And he said, it is not the voice of them that shout for mastery, neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome, but the noise of them that sing, but the noise of them that sing, but the noise of them that sing do I hear. Hmm. We had to pay attention. So they was having a good old time. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing and the dancing and the dancing around. And Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hand and brake them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made and burned it in the fire and ground it to the powder and strawed it upon the water and made the children of Israel drink of it. Yeah, here's your stupid God. And Moses said unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, come on, let not thy anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people, that they are set on mischief. Aaron was trying to pacify it. Come on, Moses, just chill out, man. You know, we'll get it together. We're good. You know how we do. We love a good time. For they said unto me, make us gods. Let's see if it is again. Make us those what? Make us those what? Make us those Elohim, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And I said unto them, whosoever hath any gold, well, let him bring it off. So they gave it me. And then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. And when Moses saw that the people were, wait, see, you didn't catch this. When Moses saw that the people were naked, what kind of dancing was they doing? For Aaron made them naked unto their shame among their enemies. Hey, it is. See, it's sad because when people read about Aaron, it's common sense. This man, this beast, this heathen has nothing to do with the Most High. You mean to tell me that you're going to follow a priesthood that a man had people dancing around naked? Come on now. Stop playing. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, "Who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me." And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto them, "Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from the gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor." And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses, and there fell of the people that day 3,000 men. For Moses had said, "Consecrate yourselves today to the Lord, even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day." And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, "Ye have sinned a great sin, and now will I go up unto the Lord. Peradventure I shall make an atonement. I shall make an atonement. I shall make an atonement for your sins." And Moses returned unto the Lord and said, "Oh, this people have sinned a great sin, and have made them gods, gods, gods of gold. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written." And the Lord said unto Moses, "Whosoever hath sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book. Therefore now go and lead the people unto the place of which I have spoken unto thee. Behind, my angel shall go before thee. Nevertheless, in the day when I visit, I will visit their sin upon them." And the Lord plagued the people because they made the calf which Aaron made. Yeah, and they like, "Yeah, Aaron's so cool." Aaron had people dancing and doing all kinds of sick, twisted stuff. That's the person you want to follow. Oh man. And people don't even read, or they just read right through. Not even understand it. I mean, what are you doing? What are you reading? Like I said, I haven't forgot. I'm going to share with you them gods that was in Israel. But first, I need you to see this. We're going to the book of Aki, chapter 4, verse 88 to 89. Talking about, yeah, we gotta follow the laws of Aaron. You don't even know what the laws of Aaron are. You don't even know. Most people don't even know what the laws of Moses are. Stop playing. Come on now. Enough. Now watch this. Verse 88 to 99. It reads, "And it came to pass that after many days of struggle in this manner, the Lord brought unto Moses by the means of a dry pool the tablet of the covenant, and Moses rejoiced to behold it." Praise him. And it was in this way that God had restored unto his people the language of the tablet of Shem that was hid up in the days of Abraham. Howbeit that Moses called it the tablet of Jeshurun, or the covenant tablet of Israel. And the Lord also restored to Moses a tablet of the guidance of God that was written by Enoch, which had not been seen by man since Zion fled. And the Lord had said unto Moses that he intended to establish among his holy nation the city of God. And by means the Lord would establish the covenant among his people. And it came to pass that Moses carried these 2 tablets of stone, and he made an ark of gopher wood to hold them. And the tablets were small as they were phylacteries of the forehead, but they were not of the forehead. Just remember, they were small, but they were not phylacteries. Okay. And the ark of the covenant was held in his hand. Now the tablet of Enoch, which Aki had in his possession, was first seen again by man since the ancient times, when the Lord spoke thus unto Moses. And it had been completed just 2 days when the Lord told Moses to make haste and come down from the mountain, and for Aaron had corrupted the people. And Moses went down from the mountain with the ark in his hand, and as he drew near, he could hear the shouts and the laughter coming from the camp. And it was on the Sabbath day. It was on the You mean to tell me they learned and still was they was like, yeah, we're gonna spit on that. We don't care. It was on the Sabbath day, and he wept, and he drew near, and he could see that the people were worshiping the image of the God of the king, happy, happy, the golden calf. And Moses exclaimed to one standing by, from whence comes this idol? And they said, Aaron caused that the people should borrow gold from their fellows before they fled. Oh, look at that, look at that, before they fled. No, they really stole it, right? Because borrowing is given back. And Moses wept, and he fell down on his knees, and the ark was dropped, and it fell open, and the tablets spilled out on the dust, onto the dust, and he dashed the tablets upon a stone for the overflowing grief of his heart. And he exclaimed, O God, how can I place such holy things before the face of those who worship idols? Oh man. You, O Lord, have overcome and subdued the river God, the river God, the river God, happy before their eyes, yet they are so quickly turned unto it. About this time the people beheld Moses that he was come, and they all stood still and were silent before him. And Moses said, Who does make idols in your midst? And they answered, Aaron. And Moses said, Where is Aaron the idol maker? And Aaron said, Here I am. Here am I. And Moses said, You are the one who has been set apart and established as a priest before God, and you make idols? These people have had the Lord establish his tabernacle in their midst, and all their worship in this place, and now they pray to Happy on the Sabbath? Aaron answered him not a word. And Moses said, Grind your idol to power and scatter it abroad on the north side of the camp. And Moses went out and called upon the Lord, and Moses asked God to forgive Aaron. But the Lord would not. So you mean to tell me the Leviticus priesthood still means something when the Most High did not? Come on, stop. Stop oh, stop the lies. But the Lord would not. The Lord declared unto Moses that Aaron was not repentant. So he didn't care. And mischief yet remained in his heart. He was a deceiver. And Moses went down from the Lord, and he declared unto all the people, even to as many as were able to understand the language of the king, that Aaron and all his sons of his lineage after him could not sprinkle the element of cleansing upon the unclean for purification on the Sabbath for all their generations, because he had polluted the Sabbath with idols. Wait. Aaron and his entire lineage could not be a part of that. So why was it that everything is based off of him in Exodus, right? I'm sure. And it came to pass that Aaron was wroth, and he worked the works of deceit, and he would pretend to have spoken unto Moses and bring back a report. And this man Aaron would also pretend unto the high priest. He pretended, and he imagined clothing of finery and gold for the ark of the covenant, and much status and wealth for himself. And as his sons after him, he transformed the tabernacle of Moses. Now, you're probably wondering, what image of finery? Oh yeah, I am going to talk about in this lesson that breastplate that's not of the Most High. That breastplate of all those gems is not of the Most High. You're not supposed to be wearing it. Okay? Gotcha. That's what he's talking about. But anywho, let's keep going. And thus did Aaron the idol maker pervert in the eyes of the people the doings of God as to the priesthood after the manner of the holy order. For has God not said that he himself would herald unto man their calling according to his will, and that such callings came not by the will of man, nor were they called because of father or mother. Therefore Aaron sought to establish, Aaron sought to establish Aaron sought to establish that now the high priesthood has to come by the blood of the lineage, which is the children of Levi. So we're scratching all that. They mean nothing. It means nothing. And Akiba beheld the abominations of Aaron before the face of God, and Aaron desired wealth and great glory to be passed on to his sons, and great glory to be passed on to his sons. But the language of repentance came to him by a mighty hand, and his two oldest sons, who stood before the people as if to act within their appointed duties as priests. They were acting, and who were in the minds of the people to inherit the high priesthood, worked the works of sorcery. They worked the works of sorcery. And they brought their strange fire and placed it upon the altar of Moses within the tabernacle. And it was a high priest altar after the manner of the holy order. And Moses had consecrated the altar unto the Lord and prayed that it could only be used to bless the God of Israel. Now, you may say, man, they did a lot, right? Now, let me go and share with you this God, this pagan, this Elohim they call the golden calf. Now, I'll keep my voice going. I want you to check this. Okay. Now, please remember, I'm only sharing because I love you. Okay, don't fight me. Okay, give me a quick. So that is that. That's that. That's that. Oh man. Oh, that's not it. We got a couple of them. Should be this one then. Gotcha. Right there. Now, let me get. Now, remember this. I share because I love you. So here we go. Look, gods of Egypt, Egyptian gods and goddesses, ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses. Let's go on the complete list. You ready? You ready? Watch this. Watch this. Okay. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but I love you. Okay. Starting from A. Ah, the early moon god. I went to Aya, which is known as Yah. That's right. Yah. You know the name that everyone calls. Watch this. Watch this. The moon god, Yah. Jah. That's right. That's from Egypt, right? It's everywhere. Okay. ah, I'm laughing. You know why? I'm done. You know, and I was saying, Most High, when do you want me to teach your your full name? And I was like, Most High, I'm just a little hesitant for this people because a lot of people don't listen. If you call on Yah, Yahuwah, Jehovah, Jah, you are calling on an Egyptian Elohim, an Egyptian God. Akin, Akir, Ame, God of the underworld, devourer of millions. Eminent, a goddess who welcomed the dead to the afterlife with food and drink. Ugh. Amit, devourer of souls. Amun Ra or Amun. Everyone knows that one. Imhotep, Amnut, Anat, goddess of fertility. She was originally from Syria or Canaan. So obviously that's Canaan, right? Anta, mother goddess. Mut, worship Antanis. Agiti, goddess of fertility, means who is Anjit. And Hitter, god of war. Enoquet, god of fertility of the Nile River. Anti, hawk god. Anubis, god of the dead. Anuki, war goddess. Epidemic, sounds like epidemic too, don't it? War god depicted as a lion, originally thought to be from Nubia, Ethiopia, Sudan region. Apis is the divine bull. Aranuspis, companion of the goddess Isis. Asiletheus, god of healing. Greeks worship too. And Saqqara, that's where they buried Joseph. Here, Joseph. Ash, god of the Libyan desert, who provided the oasis for travelers. Yeah, a bunch of trash. Astarte, Phoenician goddess of fertility and sexuality. Aten, the sun disk. Everyone sees those nowadays, right? Atram Ra, sun god, supreme lord of gods. Yeah, right. Aof, Eufra. B, oh, there it goes. Baal, aka the Lord, right? He said, pull those names right out your mouth. You will stop calling me Lord, because Lord comes from Balaam, Balak, also Baal. Balat Gebal, a protector deity. Baba, fertility. Bana Bejet, virility, fertility, with the ram's head. Now, if you remember the other nation, the other lessons, I showed you in the book of remembrance that all the fallen, all the Nephilim, were connected with the spirit of an animal. That's the Egyptology. Why do you think all the children of Israel say, we from Egypt and we gotta go back to the man? If you don't shut up, I don't want to hear nothing about Egypt. Egypt was a nightmare. And you may say, yeah. Egypt was a nightmare for the Egyptians. No, Egypt was a nightmare for the children of Israel. You were delivered from the Almighty and still show disregard to the one who cared for you the most. Talk about Stockholm syndrome, right? And we see this, women have this thing with Stockholm syndrome. A lot of them did, right? And it seems to be connected to a lot of females, but Stockholm syndrome can also be used for religion too. If it's not working and it's not true, why are you going back to it? Big dummy. It's stupid. I'm sorry. I'm upset. I'm upset. Most High forgive me, but I'm upset. Babi, okay, we went there. Bapeth, god of terror. Baste or Bast, goddess of cats, women's secrets, childbirth, fertility, protector of hearth and home. Yeah. Bat, Benu, Bes, or Besu, Beset, heard that one before. Cavern deities, a group of nameless gods who live in caverns in the underworld and punish the wicked and help the souls of the justified dead. No, we don't want none of their help. We don't want none of them. Dedun, also coming from Nubia. Denwin, Dormotif, Ennead, Fetkit, Field of Offerings, Field of Reeds, 42 judges. Yeah, 42 deities who presided with Osiris, Thoth, and Anubis, four sons of Horus. Look at that, Horus. Four sons of Horus. Look at that. Happy. That's right. The children of Israel worship every single Egyptian god. In order to know happy, you had to serve Horus. They served every single Egyptian god. No, I didn't tell you that. Geb, Gegenweir, Ha. Yes, Ha, like ha ha, Ha. Look, happy, fertility god, god of the Nile. Happy, also known as Happy, protector god, one of the four sons of Horus, protected on the canopic jar, holding the lungs. Ugh. Hardef, Horus, Hippocrates. Yes, another name for Horus, the child. Hathor, Hathor Nebet, Hepet, Hatmiet, Harun, Hadetet, Hay and Hawet, Haket, Heret Kau, Heka, Hereshaph, Haset, Heptes, Stechus, Horus. Everyone's heard of Horus. Who or Huh, whatever you want to call it. Who, Huh, huh, ah. Man, these people are stupid. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. We're gonna say huh. It sounds like a old Rush Hour movie. Huh, ha, man. How can you take this stuff seriously? These people. I'm sorry. I'm a child of Israel, man. But this is not. Come on, come on. I would just have to shake someone by their collar. Like, are you serious? Are you? Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yeah, someone gonna. I bet you we get a few people who turn off the video. You're not gonna tell me Yah's Yah is the moon god. Wait a second. I'm gonna do this in my Arabic lessons too. Shout out to those who want the Arabic lessons. I'm gonna show you how Islam serves Yah. Gotcha. That's why you have the crescent in Islam. That's right. But anyway. um, I bet or Yabat, Yah, God of music. Oh yeah, it was feeling good, wasn't it? Imhotep, everyone heard of that, right? Mseti, Ipi, Istrar. Yes. Everyone heard of Istar because it's in the Bible, right? It is. Isis, excuse me. Isis Eutheria. You say it. You say, you say set. Ew. So look at that. Ew. Like, look at that, right? They got a god named Ew. Ha. Huh. Ew. I think that's comical. How can oh oh my man. I can't even say have mercy on these people. They are dumb as that's dumb. That's dumb to go back to the gods that didn't even help you. Yeah, I mean people waiting on a miracle. And you sitting up there seeing the water split. And you're gonna go, man, if I would have stole something and I seen those waters split, I would have dropped whatever I stole and just was like, "You got it, you the boss," because I've been my family been in slavery for hundreds of years and we've been doing nothing. Ain't nothing been popping off. Hey, that's just me. I would have bowed to the ground and be like, "Hey, you are merciful." Cabachet, Cagmini, Kek and Keket. And I don't really care how I pronounce them. Keket, Ken Teket, whatever. Ken Tek, Kenti Amenti, Kenum, Kepri, Kerti or Cherti, Conso, Cons, Cons. Name means traveler. Lady of Achia, Lady of Sycamore, Lake of Flowers, Lily Lake, Lates, which is late fish, Maz, Mat. Oh, this one is connected to Islam. Mat. Shout out to Mat. Those Muslims serving Egyptology. But I go into that another time. Mafdet, Mandulis, Mao, Mehen, Met Weret, Mehet, Meket, Menhet, Menhet, Meket, oh, who's Kets? Meta Zetzer. I'm not, yeah, I don't care. Merit, Mesh Kenet, Mesh Genet, Min, Menivis, or Nemweer, or Morwer, Montu, Falcon God. Everyone knows that one, right? Mut, or Mut, Nebathek, Nebathepet, Nefertum, Nebaku, Nehebaku, Nehematwe, Neith, Nekbet, Nekheni, Neper, Nephathis, Nu, Newt, or Nut, but I would say Newt. Ogdad, Anuris, or Anur, Osiris. We know everyone knows that one. Osiris Apis, Pakhet, Penatwel, Pen, Penabe yeah. Patikos. Sounds like the Greek, right? Peak, also known as Peak of the West. Oh, they got that Medina up in there, huh? Petis, Pehor, Ptah. We heard that one before. Ptahhotep, Ptah Osiris, Kebi, Shanuf, Kadus. Oh, wait. They took a name Kadesh. So now we would have to do some research and say they took, they blasphemed the Holy Spirit. Because every single Kadesh in the Bible, if you didn't know, is not referring to the Holy Spirit. Go ahead and look it up. Look it up in the Strong's Concordance. Some of it means like a sexual woman. Yeah. So when you see that, they're talking about the Syrian goddess of love. It says her name means holy, and she is always depicted as a slim, naked woman holding symbols of eroticism and fertility, lotus blossoms in her right hand, and snakes and papyrus stems in her left. Ugh, sick, right? A ritual long associated with the cult of Ishtar and Inanna. Ra, Atum, or Re, associated with the pyramids of Giza. Retwa, Rahakati, Renapet, Renuet, Reret. What I got. Now, you know these names, right? And I know there's more because there's Wajet, right? There's more, but they ain't sharing nothing. So, you know these names. My brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters. I'm only sharing the truth. So, when Moses came down from this mountain with the Most High, the great I am, loving kindness, this is what he saw. Can you imagine this? Man, listen. Let's go to Deuteronomy real quick. Deuteronomy 9:13. Now, someone come look at this because did you even pay attention to even the book of Deuteronomy? It says, furthermore, the Lord spake unto me, saying, I have seen this people, and behold, it's a stiff necked people. Let me alone, that I may destroy them and blot out their name from under heaven. And I will make of thee a nation mightier and greater than they. So I turned and came down from the mount, and the mount burned with fire, and the two tablets of the covenant were in my two hands. And I looked, and behold, ye had sinned against the Lord your God, and had made you a molten calf. Ye had turned aside quickly out of the way which the Lord had commanded you. And I took the two tablets and cast them out of my two hands and brake them before your eyes. I fell down before the Lord as at my first 40 days and 40 nights. I did neither eat bread nor drink water because of all your sins which you sinned, and doing wickedly in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. So Moses even stopped eating. He was so disgusted. For I was afraid of the anger and hot displeasure wherewith the Lord was wroth against you to destroy you. But the Lord hearkened unto me at that time also. And the Lord was very angry. Wait. He was very angry. He was very angry with Aaron to have destroyed him. And I prayed for Aaron also the same time. And I took your sin and the calf which he made, which ye had made, and burnt it with fire, and stamped it, and it, ground it very small, even until it was as small as dust, and I cast the dust thereof into the brook that descended out of the mountain. And at Taberah, and at Massah, and at Kibrathath Ava, he provoked the Lord to wrath. Now, I'm going to show you something really quickly here. All these names, you never neglect the names, brothers and sisters, because they all mean something. And this is Moses speaking to Aaron. And at Taberah, Taberah means what? Burning. This is a place they were sacrificing. They were burning things in the wilderness. Next one, Massah. Temptation. They fell into diverse temptations in the wilderness. These places mean their sins. What's the next one? Kibroth Hatava. It means graves of lust. The Most High had to kill all the people, and their graves, they died in their lust. You mean to tell me this is who the priesthood is? I'm not dealing with anyone who believes that Aaron or anything that he said was of the Most High. I am not. You stay far away from me. I'm just going to tell you, I want nothing to do with that nonsense. Nothing to do with it. Likewise, boy, likewise. And then there's another comparison. When he sent you from Kadesh Barnea, saying, Go up and possess the land which I have given you, then ye rebelled, then ye rebelled, then ye rebelled against the commandment of the Lord your God, and ye believe him not, and not hearken to his voice. Now let's see what it means. Excuse me. That's the next one. Kadesh Barnea. So Most High was going to give him and try and work with him, right? But it says, holy of the wilderness of wandering, or you would say, the holy wandering of the wilderness. Yes? The desert of a fugitive. So when people think they just going to flee and then we're going into the wilderness, understand, ain't nothing new under the sun. You are susceptible to this. Watch this, watch this, watch this. What you bring to flee determines whether you're like the children of Israel back then or whether you'll get into the king. Shut up. Shut your mouth, Minister Yeshua. I can know if someone is going to repeat the same mistakes just by learning from the Holy Scriptures. Now, look what Moses said to Aaron. Ye have been rebellious against the Lord from the day that I knew you. How many people recognize that's in the scripture? He's talking about Aaron. And you want to lay upon the whole laws of Aaron upon the world. Rebellious from that means from the moment Moses knew he had a brother and he met him, he could already discern and tell he was a deviant child. He was a deviant man. Come on. Ye have been rebellious against the Lord from the day I knew you. Fell down before the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. As I fell down at the first, because the Lord had said he would destroy you. I prayed therefore unto the Lord and said, O Lord, destroy not the people in thine inheritance, which thou hast redeemed through thy greatness, which thou hast brought forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember thy servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let not look not unto the stubbornness of this people, nor to their wickedness, nor to their sin, lest the land whence thou broughtest us out say, because the Lord was not able to bring them into the land which he promised them, and because he hated them, he hath brought them out to slay them in the wilderness. Yet they are thy people and thine inheritance, which thou broughtest out by thy mighty power and by thy stretched out arm. Brothers and sisters, br- br- brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters. This is who the priesthood is upon. So when you see in the book of Hebrews, there's need to change it. Well, you following a rebellious person. You following a rebellious person who learned about Shabuah, took holy days of Shabuah, twisted them, and man, Most High, I don't even know what to say. People are crazy, boy. They just will listen to anything and then fight the people who have the knowledge to give you and share with you freely. Crazy, crazy, crazy. First book of Akid, chapter 4, 106 and 107. Watch this. And it came to pass that there were desirous that Moses should rehearse unto them all the doings of the Lord that transpired among them in his day. And Moses attempted to rehearse unto them all that had been done under his hand, but only a few old people could still speak and understand the language of the king. And when he had rehearsed unto them, became known as the book of Debarim, which by interpretation is perhaps the words that are known of God, and all that was spoken by Moses was written by from memory by the people many years after in the land of Israel. And it came to pass that the Lord commanded Moses to write upon plates of brass all his doings and, and all the things he had spoken unto them. Moses wrote upon brass plates in the language of the king of the far country. And Moses, during the course of that year, delivered the book unto the elders of Israel. They beheld it and exclaimed, what good is this book of brass? For we cannot read that the language of the king. And they cast it at the feet of Moses. And Moses now was very old, and his son Eleazar bent down and laid hold of it, and he took it, and he quietly went and placed it into the treasury of the tabernacle, where it was carried about and not looked upon for more than 800 years. And it was written as a testimony against them in all the wickedness and cruelty of Israel during the 38 years were attributed to Moses, and God is judge. Now, oh, it's getting interesting. It's getting good, isn't it? Oh, I'm going to show you something, right? Let's go to Deuteronomy 17. We're going Deuteronomy 17. We're going to verse 1 through 4. And I'm going to show you how to discern these scriptures, right? Because at the end of the Bible, even in the book of Deuteronomy, it says, don't add or diminish, don't add or take away, right? Now, here in Deuteronomy, chapter 17, it says, thou shalt not sacrifice unto the Lord. Thou shalt not sacrifice unto the Lord thy God any bullock or sheep, wherein is blemish or evil favoredness, for that is an abomination unto the Lord thy God. So sacrificing was never supposed to. Gotcha. If there be found among you with any of the gates which the Lord thy God giveth thee, man or woman that hath wrought wickedness in the sight of the Lord thy God, in transgressing his covenant, not yours, but his, and hath gone and served other gods and worshiped them, either the sun or moon, telling you that they were always worshiping something, or any of the hosts of heaven, which I have not commanded, and it be told thee that thou hast heard of it, and inquired diligently, and behold, it be true, the thing certain that such abomination is wrought in Israel. Come on now. Now, it says, Thou shalt not sacrifice unto the Lord thy God any bullock or sheep wherein is blemish or any evil favoredness. So, no, 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 no. So now we have what? We have Leviticus 9, where all of a sudden the Most High accepts Aaron's offerings. And so and it came to pass on the eighth day that Moses called Aaron and his sons, and he delivered. He said unto Aaron, Take thee a young calf for a sin and a ram for burnt offering. So you mean that Moses was going to follow what Aaron upheld? Remember, he created the sacrifices. Remember that? The sin offerings. Remember that? That was never Moses. Now, you may say, Minister Yeshua, I see where you're going. I see where you're going, right? Now, I want you to hold that thought real quick. We're going to Book of a Key, chapter 10. Book of a Key, chapter 10, and we're going 69 and 70. It says, Now the religion of the law of Aaron had a different day that the year of the observance of Passover than the church, and Messiah was killed. And the day after he observed Passover with those of his church, but it was on the day before the Passover of the high priest. And they had to take him down before the Passover began. And thus Messiah was viewed as a sacrificial offering in the Passover of a false religion. And this shows forth plainly that he need not suffer for the righteous, seeing he had lived for them and would die to raise them up. Now, understand it's saying here that the religion of the laws of Aaron, the religion of the laws of Aaron. I'm gonna show you something, right? We were just in Deuteronomy, right? Let's go back to that Deuteronomy. Now, I want to show you how they were following Aaron. Deuteronomy 17 and 5 reads, Then shalt thou bring forth that man or that woman which have committed that wicked thing unto the gates, even that man or that woman, and shall stone them with stones till they die. Now, didn't Christ say, He who has no sin cast the first stone? Christ was against these rules. Are you seeing that? No, 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 no. Right, right, right. Remember, it says here, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for a hand, foot for a foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. If a man smite the eye of thy servant, the eye of his maid, that it perishes, he shall let him go freely for his eye's sake. Right? So the whole law was what? Eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, right? We know this, yes? Right? Look, look, look at all it says. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, right? Now, let's go to what Christ had said. Christ said, Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Now, where did Aaron get his rules from? You don't know? Let me show you. Let me show you where Mr. Heathen Aaron got his laws from. Right? Watch this. Y'all thought I was joking. They thought I was joking one moment. All right. So y'all thought Aaron just came up with some laws, right? They called the Hammurabi Code. Oh man. Oh my goodness. So he was studying some stuff, wasn't he? Now, it says the world would live by the laws of Aaron. Isn't that what some Joseph told Mary in the beginning, right? Hmm. Now, minimum wage, that came from the Hammurabi Code. To keep you poor while they get rich. Laws that vary according to class and gender. While one law commanded, if a man knock out the teeth of his equal, his teeth shall be knocked out. This sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? Wait a second. Hammurabi, Hammurabi Code is one of the most famous examples of the ancient precept of lex talionis, or law of retribution, a form of retaliatory justice commonly associated with the saying an eye for an eye. Christ was teaching them that what they're doing was wrong because they had adopted these learnings. They took this. Yeah, that's right. They took the code of the Hammurabi. Yeah, really. Come on now. In Islam, a thief, chop your hand off, right? Where do you think that came from? This law, right? Oh yeah, in the books of remembrance, it talks about honor killings. Yeah, Ian stated that too. That came from. You may say, oh, okay, okay. What laws, right? Look at all these laws. These are all the code of Hammurabi. Okay, I'm not going through 300 plus. Okay, there's 200, but they took off some, cutting off people's heirs, slavery. Look at that. By justice, throwing people in the ocean. I read some of these. I said, my goodness. My, oh my. It's almost high. This is crazy. These people are crazy. Yeah. I was doing some searching, brothers and sisters. And this one, Torah.com, how Exodus revises the laws of Hammurabi. Look at that. They took everything from there and put it in the Bible. They put their own laws in the Bible. Ooh, that demon Aaron. Aaron is a demon, I'm telling you. He's a demon. How many of y'all sat there and read the whole thing of the books of remembrance where y'all see bloodshed? Most High like bloodshed. Where y'all see stoning people at? Most High like stoning people. Where you see an eye for an eye at? Come on. Christ was teaching against this stuff. Christ was teaching against all of these things. Look at these things. Look at that. Code 197. If he should break the bone of another, they shall break his bones. If he knock out the tooth, he'll give and deliver certain amount of money. Now, if he should strike the cheek of who is of status higher than his own, he shall be flogged in public assembly with 60 stripes of an ox whip. Islam, right? Hindi? Now watch this. If a man kills a woman, a pregnant woman, and that woman dies, guess what? You got to kill that man's daughter. This was their laws. I like this one. Whoever kidnaps a person put to death. That's a fair one. Whoever curses their mother or father shall be put to death. Didn't we see that in the Bible? Come on now. You can't fool you can't fool the righteous. Now check this out. I'm gonna show you how far this has gone. More in the Bible. Now I'm gonna stop it because I got some stuff to share with y'all. And and part two. We're gonna do a part two. Most definitely. One moment. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for that brief pause. Now I want to show you how deep this goes. In part two, I'm going to give you more of this juice. Okay. But I'm gonna show you when you don't read the Bible right, You never understand. For example, let's look at the book of Judges. It says the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and forgot the Lord their God and served Balaam in their groves, in the groves. Now you see the word Balaam, right? We know Balaam goes to Baal, right? But did you know the word groves means Asherah? Boom, right? Did you know that? Now look at this, right? It says sacred trees or poles set up near an altar. Oh, wait, look, it's happy. Wait, so happy is Asherah, who they were serving in the wilderness, right? Now, let's see who Asherah is. Watch this. Asherah, she who walks on the sea, the goddess. They call her the holiness, the Kadeshu. See, they didn't went and took the Holy Spirit and put her name on it. Oh man, the fire is hot. She was a consort. Asherah's consort was El. Oh wait, you thought El was the Most High too, didn't you? Told you it wasn't. Told you. El means deity. Come on. Let's see if they got it. El means deity. Excuse me. Look at that. Husband of Asherah. El. You can still call it Elohim, El. Come on. Now, it says here in scripture, I'm teasing y'all at this point. Right? Asherah was the grove, divinity whose worship connection with that of Baal. All right. And was later permanently established by Jezebel. Oh, yeah, she's important. This demon is important. Because if you don't know, then you fall to it, right? Now, watch this, watch this, watch this. Now you see the word groves means Asherah. Now, when they came down, when Moses came down, he saw that they were naked, right? Remember that? And they had something called Asherah poles, which were, watch this, watch this, watch this. Now, you don't believe me if I told you. Look at this. Groves, all the way. Watch this. Sacred trees or poles. Let's see. Asherah. Sacred tree or pole stood near Canaanite locations to honor their goddess Asherah. Oh, I'm coming for everything. Asherim were cult objects related to the worship of Asherah, the consort either Baal or as inscriptions from Kontulet Arud and Kerbet Ilkom Ates Yahweh. Keep telling y'all that name ain't nothing but the devil. No one's gonna listen though. And thus objects of connection among competing cults. Say what? What? Asherim mentioned in the Bible, but you see Asherah, look, referred to as groves. But you just read just the surface. Hmm. Now, I want to show you the sick stuff my people were doing because I'm Israel, right? I want you to look at this picture. They made a woman here with her member, a part of the statue with her member open. Now, we're not stupid. We know exactly what was being done here. They was doing that. That's why the Most High was angry. That's why, well, because you got to do some stuff to get the Most High to repent that he ever made you. Right? They also had places called spreading trees. Man, listen. Spreading trees. It says personification of the trees in Isaiah 55. It's not hard to imagine what sorts of sounds God trees would make in response to detestable practices being performed underneath them. They would go to places where we were known to worship the Most High. These practices included various, now got to be grown up for this, right? Got kids, close their ears. Ceremonies to honor false gods, ritualistic sexuality, mass orgies, and child sacrifice. Clearly detestable practices in the eyes of God. But what do I know? And so it says that the beginning of the tree story portrays these pagan ceremonies through primitive sounding harmonies and intricate rhythmic dance-like textures. So you may say, Minister Jean, what does that mean? Well, I mean, the witches will tell you that dances mean everything. They'll tell you. And then it means they were having what they call sacred sex. They called them sacred prostitutes. They do this in India. Temple prostitutes, religious prostitution. If you read the books of remembrance, it says that Christ knew that they had slaves, and come on, they had these in the temple because they were sick. They were sick. Come on. They were sick, man. Come on. Look what it says. Wedding as an orgy. Come on. Nothing. Gang kissing of the bride. These are the things that they was doing when Moses came down. Look what they said. Freud, right, was particularly interested in ethnological accounts of ceremonial coitus. Yeah, you see that? Sexual intercourse, which takes place in the connection of the taboo of virginity. So they wanted to get everyone to lose their purity and to take part in, like, because you see it says these may be formal or semi-formal, like some college students go to parties having sexual rituals. So, like, dating one person and then forgetting, then going to the next person and forgetting, and that's still a sexual ritual. He says, look, even the demons know sexual intercourse is the ritual of love. So, what does that mean? It's supposed to be only between whom the Most High places you with. That's it. Usually they call them temple prostitutes. Now, let's check this out, right? Let's see. They got. I need you to see. Now, when the Most High says, I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery, for they themselves separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore, the people that doeth not understand shall fall. Now, you see in the Most High talking about harlots. These are women who commit adultery, who fornicate, who commit idolatry. Hmm. Hmm. Most High wanted our sisters, our women all over the world to separate from women who what? Who participate with whores. And he said, not me. Now, I'm just trying to help out. That's all I'm trying to do. And it says, yeah, they would participate in sacrificing. See, slaughter and divine judgment, sacrifice to offer sacrifice, slaughter for eating, slaughter for sacrifice. You see where this is going? You see what these people have done? And yes, you can see it says they also had male prostitutes. Oh yeah, they was wilding out, boy. They was going crazy. Yeah, they was going crazy. I'm just giving examples at this point. Now, that whole and they was dancing and feeling good and stuff like this. Now, anyone knew that that twerking came from what we see today. It's called the dance of the behind. When a woman just wants to shake her behind, that's also a ritual. Okay. All right. Now, sisters, I'm helping you because I love you. Nobody should be looking at you in a sexual way, right? Except your husband, right? And before he looks at you that way, he should see what the Most High sees in you, right? So grab a sister, tell her you don't got to shake your behind to dance. You don't have to do that because it comes from what? Ab- Abando fertility rites, dance rituals, and these things go so far, right? Because I'm sure the Catholics in the Philippines don't know that they're doing Abando fertility rites, which is, you know, just dancing and festivals, right? Yeah, different things. Now, oh yeah, we're gonna bring it to the Middle East too. Ishtar. Yep, we're coming for her too. Because she's the mother of belly dancing, right? That was too. Yeah, they fought people for years saying it wasn't a dance of seduction. Come on. The dance was coined the dance of fertility. Well, how are you getting fertile if you don't lay with someone? This is a dance of seduction. And you see this term seven veils, right? I did do some research on this. And seven veils, Herod, his daughter, danced this dance just before she had John the Baptist beheaded. Don't play around. Don't play. And that's what they call it, Raqs Shakri. They coined it from Egypt, but we know what was happening in the wilderness. We know, and this is the origins of the pole dancing. Now, so sad that they have children here, right? But it goes from one thing, so I'll show you. It goes from them dancing, and then this is what pole dancing was. It goes from them running around a pole, okay, dancing. Okay? Now, in the Bible, it doesn't say that they had ribbons. It just said they was a serving this God. Okay? That's what it said. I ain't gonna show all these, but I mean, look at this. Look at this. International pole champ. You know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. My, my, oh my. Look, what is this called? International. This is stripping. They were stripping in the wilderness. And last but not least, yeah, I'm coming to Islam. Y'all know the Hamsa, right? The Hamsa, the hand of Fatima. Fatima's Mary, for those who don't know. Now, it says, I'm laughing because they they people love this thing. I don't know why. They call it the eye of Fatima, the hand of Fatima. Well, what Mary are they talking about? Came from North Africa, Middle East, right? Means five, right? If anyone remembers um the books of remembrance where the hands of the Most High and every finger meant something. Who got the knowledge from Moses and then twisted it for paganism? Oh, that's right. Um, Miriam and Aaron. So when you say the hand of Fatima, the hand of Fatima, look at it, says they even had these in Israelite tombs. Don't play. The hand of Mary, right? Used to protect women, right? An amulet known to the ancient Egyptians as the two fingers, right? Isis and Osiris. Thumb representing the child Horus, right? Don't play. It is speculated that the Sephardic Jews were among the first to use the amulet due to their beliefs that about the evil eye. The symbol of the hand appears in Kabbalistic Talmud, Kabbalah manuscripts and amulets, doubling as a Hebrew letter Shin, first letter of Shaddai, which is not one of the names of the Most High, but a name of the devil. The use of the Hamsa is Jewish culture has been intermittent, utilized often by Jews during the late 19th and early 20th century. Less than less and less over time in the mid 20th century. However, the notion of the protective hand had been present in Judaism dating back to biblical times, where it is referenced in Deuteronomy 5, stated in the Ten Commandments as a strong hand of God who led the Jews out of Egypt. So they coined the Hamsa as the most stop playing. And now that's why they wear it. You better stop playing with me. You better stop playing. Look what it says. Reference to Moses' sister. Yeah. If you ever wanted to know where Miriam is, she's in the fight, right along with Aaron. If you ever wanted to know. If you ever wanted to know. Because they put an evil eye up there, using it as magic. Some say it's protective magic. Others say it's apotrophic magic, which means to ward off. Some call it that. Gestures such as cross fingers or knocking on wood. Oh, shoot. Remember, cross my heart and what? Oh, and don't tell a fib. Just put your hands behind your back and cross your fib. That's apocryphic magic. All those things came from Israel in the wilderness. I'm going to teach you the truth, but will you accept it? Will you accept the truth? Don't let no one tell you crossing your fingers is just, oh, I just think that's okay. That's magic. Don't let no one tell you knocking on wood is okay. That's magic. Oh my goodness. And then what happened? Here we go. Another one. Now look what it says. Hamsa is a powerful symbol that has been used for centuries to ward off evil and bring good luck to those who wear it. Crap. Also known as the hand of Fatima or the hand of Miriam. Again, because she created it. You're not going to coin something after someone who didn't create it. And they sitting here saying Christianity, they think of it as Mary. No, Mary didn't wear idolatry. You know how fast Christ would have snatched that off? And why? Why in the world would the Most High use a woman who was delving in paganism to bring the Savior? Are you crazy? Don't let these people fool you. And then it goes to this, the scandola. Yeah. Did you know that seals are part of magic? Well, they put the seals on the money and different things like that, right? And they got everyone delving into these gems and these magical powers, and I got these stones. I'm gonna get into that next lesson now. Used by the Mandean. Remember, I told you there's a group that believe they follow that John the Baptist is what? The Messiah. But no, they're not right either. They not right either. That's out there and over here in Iraq. Come on, stop playing. All right. Also using what? Lions. which represent Kudrun, the lord of the underworld. Scorpions, which are Hag and Mag, as forms of demons. Hag is a male demon and Mag is a female demon to them. The Black Serpent. Okay, now, you see, to me when I saw this, I thought of what? Look at the Rastafarians, and this is what their symbol. Now you've seen crosses like this all with covers, paganism. Ooh, boy. And and let me just include. Should I do it? Should I should I do it? Hmm. Huh? No, I'll wait. I'll wait for Islam. I'll wait. But y'all see the evils that were done. Y'all see the evils that were done in the wilderness. Now, in the next lesson, I will give you a little bit more examples, and what I will do is, because there's more scriptures than just three, I will give you the 10 guidances. I will give you the 10 commandments, and I will give you the 10 commandments from the gospel of the Nazarenes. All right. With some other examples and what Christ is going to do and how, or more, I probably should say, how Christ feels about the laws of Aaron and what he will do to the world and those who follow all the laws of Aaron, no matter what religion they're in. With that being said, brothers and sisters, I pray that this lesson was edifying, and hey, we're serving the Most High properly. Praise the Most High that He has given us the ability to serve Him in righteousness, that we don't live in sin. But think of how far the laws of Aaron are no longer the laws of Aaron. They're now a lifestyle. They have tricked people into living a lifestyle of sin.
Run that back, Toretto.
With that being said, brothers and sisters, keep up the good fight. Study to show thyself approved. And until next time, I love you all. Shalom.
Many woes cause God's people heart-stricken. They prefer sin instead of righteous living. They got imputed souls. Per the scripture said, fear my own before whites, cause they all one is dead. A special people chosen for the holy heavens, but conform to this world. Ezekiel 3:7. They won't listen to the Holy Father or their brethren. They want the smooth road, but not the road to heaven. Deals with the devil to their own demise. Crabs in the bucket or casino snake eyes. They reject the holy, they pining for their lies. They only want God just before they die. They despise the truth, they're wise in their lies. They hate Christ's doctrine, they in love with the scribes. Isaiah 1:3, you know they won't consider. And when they hear Christ's words, they always get bitter. They scared of tribulation, they need a babysitter. They gone in 60 seconds, eternal life quitter. The words grievous to them and then they hearts quiver. Confused in all ways, they paddling up the river. Can you imagine the love the Father has? Heartbroken from creation, yet we made them all sad. Imagine lending a hand to those who won't receive it. Ripley's story, you had to see it to believe it. Heaven's like Verizon, the Father's asking for a trade-in. Give the oath anew, so Satan doesn't break in. If Satan breaks in, believe he's changing all things about